France is gearing up for a crucial vote in Parliament later today that could blow up the current government. Lawmakers are voting on two no-confidence motions from both the left-leaning alliance and the far right against Prime Minister Michel Barnier. That's after he pushed through a new budget using a little-used constitutional loophole that doesn't require a vote.
It's in the hands of the MPs, who each have a share of responsibility to the French people, to the voters in their constituencies, and to France, which finds itself in a rather serious situation. I think there's a possibility that reflexes will kick in, whereby MPs remember their responsibilities. And there's a possibility that beyond political differences, divisions, normal contradictions in a democracy, we say to ourselves that there is a higher interest.
France 24 senior reporter Clovis Casali is live at the National Assembly. Clovis, what more can you tell us?
I can tell you that the toppling of the government seems really inevitable, and it will be taking place this afternoon. Why? Because the French far right of Marine Le Pen and the left-wing bloc have decided to join forces in a way, backing this motion of no confidence that would lead to the collapse of the government. And I'm with Nathalie Oziol, who's an MP for the Hérault, and she's also member of the left-wing bloc of the France Unbowed party of Jean-Luc Mélenchon. Nathalie Oziol, thanks for being with me. What do you believe in? Do you believe it will be the collapse of the government this afternoon? And would that lead to chaos?
Yes, today is the day Michel Barnier falls, he and his government, because he has no majority in the National Assembly to pass his austerity budget. And he has no majority because his party got 6% of the votes in the snap elections on July the 7th. The new Popular Front won these elections, but Emmanuel Macron refused to take into account this democratic result.
And what do you tell people who say, listen, this is going to create uncertainty and chaos for France?
Yes, this is the little music which, Macron's MPs like to entertain at the moment. But the political chaos, the economic chaos we are in is their responsibility. And I would even say it's the responsibility of the President of the Republic himself, because he has made decisions which go against the choice of the people in France. So when he decided to appoint Michel Barnier, he decided to ignore the result of the snap elections he provoked himself. It was his decision to have snap elections. So here we are 3 months later with a government on the brink of falling. And it was inevitable. And now the question is, what do we do? Well, with my party, we have always said the same thing. The government should be a government of the new Popular Front, because the people have decided so on July the 7th.
So that's what you're calling for. You're calling for a left-wing Prime Minister to be picked by Emmanuel Macron if Michel Barnier's government collapses?
Yes, first of all, because what else is there to do when people have voted? What else is there to do than respect what they have decided and what they have voted for? And the second thing is, now enough is enough. Emmanuel Macron has done enough damage to France. You said it, we are in a political, social, economic chaos. And it is his own responsibility. So now he must leave, whether by our impeachment or by his resignation. And several figures in France point to his personal responsibility. For instance, the president of the mayors in France said so yesterday. So now it's time for him to step aside.
But President Macron in Saudi Arabia on a state visit said that is pure fiction. He will not resign. So what next? Don't you think you are, in a way, playing in the hands of the French far right that finds itself stronger than ever, with Marine Le Pen seen as a strong contender if there is a presidential election?
You know, the far right was supposed to be the great winner of the snap elections, and the exact opposite took place. So I'm not sure it would be a victory for the far right. And actually, in the same way we won the last legislative elections, we are able not only to win the early presidential elections, but to govern this country. Because we have made choices, we have a program, we have had amendments adopted in an alternative budget at the National Assembly, and we are able to propose something else by raising the receipts instead of cutting expenses, which was the choice of Michel Barnier.
And one very final question. Are the left-wing ranks united? It seems that there are tensions with the socialists. Would you be able to put forward a single name, one candidate to be France's next Prime Minister?
Well, we did so in July. We had a single name, we had a single candidate. So my party has always stuck to this choice and to this proposition to Emmanuel Macron. But obviously now, again, enough is enough. Emmanuel Macron has made choices which has led to the disaster we are in. So we now need to move on in France. And as we can see, today is no ordinary day. It's a major political fact which is going to happen. So let's take this into account and move on.
Nathalie Oziol from France en Bas, the Radical Left Party, thank you very much. As you heard, a historic day in the making here at the French National Assembly with Michel Barnier, the French Prime Minister, fighting for survival, and it's looking tough.